Welcome back to Hijab's Code Quest. This is episode 5, and we are going to build a BMI calculator app on code.org. You'll learn how to take user input, perform calculations, display the result in a simple and beginner friendly way. So let's get started. So, what's the first thing that we do is rename, which I've already done for you. And the next thing that we have to go ahead with is designing. So you can select any theme of your choice, whichever you like. Like I have selected Area 51, and then you need a label. Okay. So on this label, what are you supposed to write is enter your weight in kgs. Okay. Before I move further forward, let's also talk about what is BMI, which I forgot to tell you, right? So BMI is body mass index, which is basically use. I mean, it's a tool which is used to like see your weight according to your height and like tells you how healthy you are, right? So that's what we are going to create and a calculator for that. Okay, and let's also discuss about the formula that we use to take out BMI. That is BMI is taken out by the formula, which is weight in kilograms over height square, which is gonna be in meters. So if somebody is going to enter their weight in a centimeter, and if you want to go ahead with that, then you have to convert it into meter and then work out. That is by dividing by 100 and then proceed with it. But if you, I mean, you can also ask them directly to enter in meters, right? So let's continue with what we were doing. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing is we have to increase its font size so that it's clearly visible. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to go ahead is duplicate this because we'll be needing another such label for going ahead with height. So height in meters. Okay, so I'm going ahead directly by asking the user to enter their height in meters, right? And then we'll be using text input to make text inputs because as we discussed in the previous episode, that text inputs are there to let the user enter their answers, right? So that's what we are going to place. After that, we need two more labels, like one to display the BMI. Okay, let's increase its font size. And also its width and height. Okay, and in the same manner, I'll duplicate another one to go ahead with the sentence which I wanted to be typed over here, like you are underweight, overweight, and so on. So let's prepare the label for that. Okay. Now, lastly, we need a button on which you can write calculate or maybe BMI. So anything can be there. Okay. So I'm writing BMI on that button and increase the font size if it's required. Okay, now moving on with the code. So as we know, we will be going ahead with on event. What is the meaning of on event? That is when button one is clicked. Okay, so since you'll be selecting button one over here, which is button BMI. So when button one is clicked, what are you going to do? You are going to take the inputs from the user, which is the weight and the height, and then you will be applying the formula, right? But before that, we will also be going ahead with variables today. Okay, because we'll be needing variables to store the weight and height of a person. Okay, now what is a variable? Yeah, so I have though created a short video on variables. Okay, you can also check that out. But for now, so variable is, you can say, a container, or you can say a placeholder that is used to store value. Okay, so for example, A equals to 10. Okay, now this is a placeholder or a container, as I said, um, which is labeled as A, or you can say which is named as A. Okay, so this is a particular place or a box which has been named as A, and in which we are going to store 10 as its value. Okay, so this is called like assigning value to a variable. So for declaration, what are we going to do? We write var in JavaScript, because this is JavaScript which we are using right now. So var A equals to 10. Now, this means we are declaring and initializing the variable at the same time, right? Okay, now moving on. So as I said, we'll be needing few variables. First one is, yeah, one more thing. If you want, if I give you a real-time experience, I mean, real-time example of a variable, then a tiffin box can be a variable in which you store your food, right? A pencil box or a coloring box in which you have colors, or a pencil that is stored inside it, right? So that is also a variable. Your wallet in which you have money. Why I'm calling it a variable? Because um, the values can be changed, right? So if a wallet is a variable, so in that, the amount of money that you're going to keep might change, right? Sometime you might have like 1 rupee, or maybe 10 rupee, and in like some other days you might have like 100, and so on. And same goes with dollars or any other currency that you are having in your country, right? So yeah, so let's get going with declaring the variable. So I will be needing three variables. First one is weight. Okay. One more thing, that it is, you can say, case sensitive. So if you are starting with capital W, then always you have to write with capital um, letter. Otherwise, it's gonna recognize that as a separate thing or a different entity, right? Sorry. So moving on, we need weight, which we will initialize initially, that is at starting as 0. And then same goes with height, which also I'm gonna assign as 0. And then BMI, which is also 0. Okay, next thing that we have to do is go ahead with this third block, because we have already declared and initialized the variable. Now we are going to assign uh, the value which the user is going to enter, because initially it is 0, right? Nothing is there, basically, just a 0 value is there. Okay, but later on, we are going to take the weight of different people, because it will be used by different users, right? So we will use this third uh, block from here. Okay, 3 times again. First one is going to be the weight, where, and where we are going to go to UI control and drag get number, because I'm going to take the values as numbers, not text, in the form of numbers, I mean, not in the form of text. And from where I'm going to take it, that is text input 1, right? So I will select text input 1. In the same manner, we will go ahead with height, which will also be taken from text input. Oh, what happened? Yeah, text input 2. And next thing is to calculate, apply the formula for BMI and store it in this variable BMI. Okay, now what is the formula? That is weight divided by height square. So first we will use a division operator for dividing it, and then we will use a multiplication operator for like multiplying height or taking square of height, right? So first thing would be going ahead with the variable weight, and then going ahead. Oh, sorry, going ahead with the height. Okay. Now, what is the next thing? That is to display the BMI over here. I want to display the BMI over here. Though you can go ahead with displaying it in the form of sentence. For now, I'll be keeping it separately. Okay. Some other day I'll discuss about concatenation, which is joining two words or sentences together. Okay, for now, let's keep it separately. That is going back to UI controls and drag set text. Select the next label, which is label 3. And on that, what I want to display, that is the variable. And one more thing, whenever you are going ahead with calling a variable, you don't have to put the quotes. Okay, or you can say it in other words, double inverted commas will not be used. So you will write BMI. Okay, so now this BMI will be displayed on this label 3. And now I'm gonna apply condition. That is, first one is gonna be if condition along with multiple ellipse. That is else if one is not satisfied, then go ahead with the next one, right? So first condition that I want to go ahead with would be uh, less than. I'll first go ahead with less than operator, right? In which I will write if BMI is less than 18.9. If the BMI is less than that, what I'll do, I'll go ahead with set text block and select the label, which is label 4, and over there I will write the sentence which I want to display. So what would be the sentence? That you are underweight. Okay, so if your BMI is less than 18.9, then you are underweight. Next would be going back to the operator and select less than equals to block, where I'll write if BMI is less than equals to 24.9, okay, then go back over here and we'll drag set text, select the same label, that is label 4, and write you have a normal weight. Okay, in the same manner, let's go ahead with the next condition, in which again we will be applying less than equals to operator, and we'll write if BMI is less than equals to 29.9, then what will happen? We will again use set text and display, okay, on label 4, what would be what we will be displaying, that is you are overweight. You are overweight. Okay. Else, if you are greater than that, you are obese. Okay. Obese. So let's write it down. Okay, now let's check if it's working. Okay, now we have to enter a person's weight. Now, for example, somebody is 70 kgs, right? And I mean, 70 or maybe let's take 60. Okay, somebody is of 60 kilograms, and their height is 1.65 in meters. Okay, now let's see what is their BMI and in which category do they fall. Okay, so their BMI is 22.03 and they have a normal weight. So they are in a healthy range, right? They are healthy. Okay, now in case you want to round this off, so that can also be done by using the round block, as I said before. You can use round block from here, that is mat.round, that can be used to round it off. Okay, okay. So that's it for now, and congratulations for creating a wonderful application. Okay, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hijab's Code Quest, and see you in episode 6 with another exciting project. Happy coding! Bye bye.